So to my very surprise, this little bottle that cost about $12 ended up fixing the clunking sound that was coming from the rear end of the car. So I started to do a little bit of research, and please excuse the sound that's coming from across the street. I don't know what is going on over there, if you guys can even hear that, but they're doing some kind of work on the house right across the street. So I apologize for the noises, but anyways, I started to do some research on, sounds that people were having from the rear end of their car, and I stumbled upon a video of a new Edge that slightly showed the same sound that this car was having. The person who owned the car ended up saying that it was the clutch packs that are in the differential. So I started looking into clutch packs and how much they cost, and for the OEM ones, they aren't too bad. They're like 80 bucks, but if you want the upgraded carbon fiber ones that are also Ford, and they came in the 0304 Cobras, those were like $180. And so, I was kind of bummed that I was gonna have to spend more money on a car that I thought was fine when I bought it. Then I started looking into how the clutch packs can make certain noises like I was having whenever there's no friction modifier in the rear end. Basically, whenever the rear end doesn't have enough of this friction modifier stuff, the clutch packs themselves, which are in the differential, they will pretty much make noise because they're engaging and disengaging whenever you're moving or turning, going like 1 to 2 miles an hour, like very, very slow. And that's exactly the problem that this car was having. So I'm pretty happy that this little bottle fixed that issue. So now we can move on to some other issues that it's starting to have. And one thing I want to show also is that I actually switched the wheels from the Cobra to the Bullet. So I put the FR500s onto the Bullet, and I put the SVE wheels onto the Cobra. The main reason why I swapped these wheels was because I just didn't want to put the miles on the R888s. That's what's on the SVE wheels right there. These tires, I mean, they're still okay, but you can tell that they're kind of starting to dry rot, I guess. They're kind of old. Figured I'd put 500 miles on these tires instead of the R888s, which are still in pretty good shape. I'm not really a huge fan of the FR500s. I honestly used to be whenever I had my first new Edge. That's what it had on them. It had some 17-inch FR500s. I think they were all chrome. I mean, I honestly really liked them at that time, but now after seeing like all these different wheels and stuff, the FR500s were just so played out. For anyone wondering too what size tires the FR500s have, these have a 245/45 in the front, and then the rears are a 315/35. And like I said, they're 17s all around. So drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the wheel swap. I really don't mind it. I think the color scheme of the FR500s looks super good with the black color that the Bullet is. And I honestly think that the black wheels look pretty good on the red Cobra. I think that it makes the paint pop a little bit more, and that meaty tire on the back definitely looks pretty good on the SN95s. Look at that. That's a good shot right there. Now, if the engine was in the car wouldn't be so freaking raised up here in the front. But even then, this car still needed some lowering springs pretty bad. So next video, I'll actually give an update on how the motor's going. I think it's about to go pretty good now. I was kind of taking a break from it. As you can see, like, stuff is piling up here. Still working on the wheels. This is the T56 out of this car. And yeah, that's just the T45 out of the Cobra. But yeah, we got a big mess going on here in the garage. So it's just a lot of stuff that I got to get done. When we're driving, I'm actually going to show you guys some noises that the clutch has been making during the break-in, and it's kind of been changing a little bit. I've also been adjusting the firewall adjuster to see if it makes the noise go away or not. And sometimes it kind of helps, but then when the cable's too loose, then the pedal starts rattling kind of bad. So I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, I don't know. I really hope that the clutch itself isn't like being worn down too much from these noises. Like, I don't know if it's the throwout bearing or if it's the clutch itself, the pressure plate, the flywheel. I'm not really sure, and honestly, I'm kind of scared because I don't want to damage the clutch during break-in, and then it causes premature failure later down the road. So I don't know. Maybe one of you guys can let me know what is happening here when you hear the noise. So let's go for a drive. Definitely got to turn the AC on since it's probably 100 degrees here in Texas. So I tightened down the clutch cable just a little bit from the firewall adjuster, just because whenever I was driving the car last night, I had it a little bit loose and the pedal was vibrating pretty bad in like second and third gear. So I tightened it just a little bit, but I noticed though that this sound that happens, it happens whenever I had the cable a little bit too tight. So I don't know if that's because the throwout bearing is touching up against the pressure plate too much, or you know, the clutch is slightly engaged. So the noise that it makes usually happens about 1700 to 2000 RPM, and it usually does it the most in third and fourth gear. It kind of does it a little bit in second, sometimes in first. I got to get into fourth gear to really tell. All right, so there you go. I kind of just got it to make the noise right there. It just sounds like it's just like grinding noise. I mean, it doesn't feel like the clutch is slipping, which is good. If it was, that'd be pretty bad, especially during break-in. But like I said, the noise kind of will change as I adjust the cable. So if anybody has any insight on what the noise could be, let me know. I'm hoping that it's just the throwout bearing. You know, it'll go away as the clutch breaks in, but I don't know. I just hope it's nothing bad. So it was a little bit hard to find a shady spot. As you can see, it's kind of the middle of the day, so the sun's just beating right down. But I just want to kind of walk around the car, see what the FR500s look like out in the day. And yeah, I mean, they look pretty cool. It's nice to see a change up from the SV Series 1, especially nice to see a change up from the black on black look. You know, chrome or polished or anthracite wheels definitely make a black car pop a lot more than black on black, at least in my opinion. And the Bassani exhaust looking good. That catback is not polished, unlike the MagnaFlow one that was on there. That one was polished. Took me about 6 to 8 hours to polish that thing. I'd say the MagnaFlow one looks better, but on the clutch, I think I've put almost 200 miles on it so far, so got about 300 more to go. I honestly cannot wait until the CCWs are put onto the car. I think the CCWs are gonna look so good. And I'm also planning on getting some adjustable rear control arms. So I'm gonna be able to get the rear ride height down, you know, as much as I want, really, because the front is like so low compared to the back. Might try and raise the rear up just a little bit. I may end up throwing the Steeda springs back into the car because the ride quality on these springs that are in it right now isn't really the best. It has linear springs in it right now, and so I want to see if the progressive Steeda springs will make it ride a little bit better. I mean, these linear springs definitely do perform pretty good, but I just want the ride quality back. I'll probably leave the front. I think the stance in the front is pretty good. It is still, it's pretty low. I don't know, I might try and raise just a little bit. But anyways, guys, it is getting hot out here. I think I'm gonna head on out of here, put some more miles on the car, and then, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Subscribe if you want to, give the video a like if you enjoyed it. See you guys.